All right, guys, let's talk about the next cycle that we're going to go through real fast. It's going to be 4 weeks long. It'll start on Monday, obviously. I've written up so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But as we have done over the last few cycles, we're going to split strengths. We're going to split Olympic lifts. And this cycle is going to be a heavy cycle focused on positions, focused on time under tension, focused on refining some of our movements while also making some gains in muscle size, hypertrophy. So if you want to get bigger, if you want to get stronger, this is a great time to tell our clients, or not clients, tell our athletes or yourselves, eating a calorie surplus, because this is a cycle that's truly going to be based off of let's get bigger. Strength lifts, pretty straightforward. We're going to go 4x20s. And it's going to start at like 35%. Couple things that we're going to have to battle with this. One is we're going to have a whole lot of people that look at this and say, well, I'm only supposed to squat 120. That's not very much at all. And you got to kind of tell them to trust the process on this because there's a way we're going to do this. 1-1-1 means that it's a tempo. What we see a lot in CrossFit is that we see when we go high volume, we go into this like piston movement where we bounce in and out. We don't actually lock out, and we sometimes don't even actually get to the depth that we're supposed to get. So what Ryan and I have talked about is that actually coaches, if we can, we are going to control the down call, meaning that we're going to stay down, and the expectation is it takes them 1 second to go down, 1 second to go up, and then they pause for 1 second at the top. They're not pausing in the bottom, they're pausing at the top of a squat or at the top of a bench. They're going to pause there to make them lock out, and it's just time under tension longer. If you can do the math, if it takes 3 seconds, if every 3 seconds we're saying down, or every 3.5 seconds we're saying down, we're looking at around a minute or a little bit over a minute per set. If you got a big class, it should work out just fine because we want anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds rest. So if it's a big class, partner up, bounce them back and forth. Warm-up time shouldn't take that long, but the key here is that 15 through 20 shouldn't look like somebody's about to get crushed. It should be tough, but their mechanics should still look pretty good. So even your 400-pound squatter is going to start at I think it's like 155 or 135. That's if they front squat. We're not even doing back squat with this. We are doing front squat. We saw we got exposed in time under tension in the front rack position, so we're going to spend some more time. So we're doing front squat, we're going to do deadlift. Deadlift is going to be paused on the ground. There's no bouncing, and their hands need to stay on it. So it'll be starting in the down position. It'll go up, down, hold. So as a coach, we'll say up, they'll stand up, they'll go right back down, hold, up, all the way down, so forth. Bench press is going to move to Tuesdays, so we are going to be coaching this, and it's the same thing. They're going to start in the top position, down, down. The whole idea is we don't want them to piston. We want to create that long time under tension and that long movement pattern that we sometimes try to shorten up in competitive situations in CrossFit. That's our strength side. Olympic side that we're going to work with is we are going 5-second pauses in different positions. Everything's going to be 3 reps, but a rep is going to be, we're going to talk about the clean here. A rep is going to be a pause below the knee for 5 seconds, move up above the knee or into the second pull, pause for 5 seconds, move to the, clean it, catch in a power clean, hold in your power position for 5 seconds, so it should be a little bit of a quarter squat. Drop into a front squat for 5 seconds. Hold the bottom of a front squat for 5 seconds. You'll stand up. That'll be 1 complete rep. So you're going to do those pauses every single time that you're doing this. The big thing with power clean and front squat, or when we do snatch, a power snatch and an overhead squat, we want to encourage them or teach them, don't let them move their feet. A lot of people, including myself, will power into one position, and then when we're told to squat, we'll shimmy our feet into a more comfortable position and squat into that. The whole purpose of a power is that we should be able to power and full all in the same foot position. So really work on that. Really hammer away those flat backs, good positions in below the knee and above the knee. But this is the time that we can refine a lot of our Olympic lifting. We can refine that first pull, that second pull. Take advantage of this. Here's what's going to happen. Again, this is going to be at like 35%, so it's going to be super, I think we're going to go 50% on this. It's going to be super light for some people. One of two things can happen. Either one, you got to tell them to focus on one of their positions, because chances are one of their positions is not going to be strong. Maybe their front squat looks like hell when they're down in the bottom. Talk to them about staying stronger in their bottom position. If all 4 of their positions look bomb and they look awesome, then they can climb in weight and go to a heavier weight. They cannot climb in weight if all of their positions don't look bomb. You're going to count them through this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next. You're going to control this tempo, because what's going to happen is if somebody gets heavier, they're going to try to short that 5 seconds and only go like 3.5 seconds, and it's not what we want on this cycle. In July, we're going to lift fucking heavy weights. Tell them to hold off. This is a great cycle for us to refine some shit. Let's just stay on track on that. That's clean and snatch. Snatch is just going to be below the knee, above the knee, power snatch, overhead squat. Clean is going to be below the knee, above the knee, power clean, front squat. What we're going to do with our split jerk progression, the reason we tested on push press is we are going to go, I have this written wrong. It's not strict press. It's push press, push jerk, split jerk. You're going to pause for 5 seconds in the dip, pause for 5 seconds overhead. That'll be your push press. Then you're going to do the same. You're going to pause for 5 seconds in the dip when you push jerk, pause in the catch position for 5 seconds, come back down, pause for 5 seconds, split, pause for 5 seconds, and then recover. Again, we're going to find out a lot of people are unstable overhead, which is just fine. But we've got an opportunity here in a little bit of time that we can refine some of these skills. So really hammer that out, really talk to people. Again, if you got somebody that's freaking crushing their weights, yeah, they can go up, but they need to look awesome. They need to look perfect. Be picky. This is the time that we can really be picky. The next cycle, which is in July, is only going to be 4 weeks long, and it's going to be heavy as hell, and we're going to be getting after it. And then I got news for you. As soon as we're done with that cycle, we're in open prep again. It's back on top of us. Ryan and I talked about this already. So we've got essentially 8 to 9 weeks right now that we got to get after it, and we got to take advantage of everything that we can. Everything up here, text me, let me know if we have issues, whatever it is, but that's the rundown of what we're doing for the next 4 weeks. I'll explain the next 4 weeks on a different video or in front of all of you. If you got questions, holler at me.